Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Deepa and I represent StratBeans. It is my pleasure to welcome you all for today's webinar, Leading in Uncertain Times. I am sure you must be curious to know about StratBeans. StratBeans is pioneer in digital learning and performance support through AI and ML, and helping organizations with learning collaborations and KMS products and services. I have a small video here to show you all on how LMS and digital platforms adds value to learning. Let me quickly play a video here for you. I hope you found the video interesting. Before we start, let me quickly guide you all. All participants will be kept on mute, and if you have any questions during the session, please type them in a chat box available in the control panel. We will address all the questions towards the end of the session. Now let's move ahead. As you all know, our webinar topic for today is Leading in Uncertain Times, and Mr. Anand Chaturvedi is here with us as a speaker. Let me introduce Mr. Anand Chaturvedi. Anand comes with over 30 years of experience as a corporate experience and was working with world-class organizations such as Hindelco, Naroclec Paints, and HP. He has headed sales capability and leadership development functions in Eveready, Kellogg, Lakshar Gillette, Reliance Retail, and Mars International. He is a certified leadership facilitator and has facilitated several leadership programs for over 10 years in South Africa, Middle East, India, and Asia Pacific. Presently, Anand is sales performance and leadership development consultant and facilitator to wide-ranging industries and organizations. Welcome, Anand. Glad to have you here, and we all are pretty excited for today's learning.
Thank you very much, Deepa, for giving me the opportunity and StratBeans to interact with the participants and share my thoughts on the topic. And in this particular session, I am going to share some model what I have experienced over a period of time while working with the varied corporate organizations in my career and experience, what I have learned from various leaders and line managers, and the experience going to share. This model what I'm going to share is not a very academic model. It's a very hands-on model which you may go out and practice.
Sure.
So when I look at leading in uncertain times, it looks that there is a macro environment around us, and that within that macro environment we all are operating. So there is a global economy, and global economy has its own impact on us, on our organization, and there are government policies. Government policies are these days quite volatile, flexible, accommodating various changing environments. Government has also not experienced these circumstances before. So the government also, every now and then changing a lot of things, which has its impact on different industries. And one may be part of some industry, and all industries are envisaging different kind of challenges. when we are working in an organization, we are part of some industry and part of the organization. So those organizations also have some product line or offering certain type of services. And those organizations have certain ways of working. Those organizations also have certain processes, and those organizations have certain customers with them, and those customer behavior are very important, and those are the macro phenomena which we do not control. And how in uncertain times customers are going to behave is anybody's guess. But if I reflect back, it looks to me that whenever uncertain times have happened, not necessarily that all the industries and organizations have adversely been impacted. So if you look at the recent demonetization time when there was a lot of uncertainty prevailing, so that point in time, did digital transaction increase? Many companies like Paytm, who were in the digital currency transaction, got impetus, and many customers like me who never used the Paytm before started using Paytm, and many customers who never used their ATM card as a debit card started using that. So whenever the uncertainty happens, a newer customer behavior evolves. And in these uncertain times also, if work from home is going to increase way forward also, and many organizations have experienced the work from home concept for the first time, and companies are going to carry on this work from home as a culture, then I think that many processed food industry, many outerwear industry, leisure wear industries are going to be benefited. When we talk about technology, which is again a big macro factor, and which is impacting us and positively also impacting us, and I feel that people will be requiring higher broadband speed and all the gadgets and equipments which allow you to work from home more efficiently. So these are the various macro circumstances within that we all are operating, and we cannot control these macro circumstances. What we can control is ourselves, and we can control ourselves. And Deepa, if you can take us to next slide, please.
Sure.
So we control our capability, we control our commitment, and we control our culture. So this all to be led by an individual as a design. This needs to be built as a design, or this should be leveraged as a design at this point in time. So let me explain little that what do I mean by design. So like your body has a natural immune system, and whether you do pranayama or not, whether you do morning walk or not, your metabolism in a natural way will flush out lot of free radicals and will keep you healthy. But when you do pranayam, when you go to gym, when you do the morning walk, it will be said that you are building your body, your health as a design. So here I mean to say that your capability, commitment, and culture may be somewhere in a default manner also, but here it is a time when you should be building and leveraging it as a design. So if I look back my experience working with many line managers, leaders, and people all across the industry, I found that people are different because of their capability, commitment, and culture. There is no difference in the biological design of people, color, complexion, height, weight of people is the apparent difference what you see. But the actual difference lies that what capability I have built for myself and how do I leverage my capability? How do I see myself, my commitment, what is my culture, how I carry myself, how I take the decisions. That makes a vital difference. And that is your biggest asset to manage the macro circumstances in these uncertain times, what it looks to me, Deepa. Now, I'll look this entire thing in the organizational context. This I talked about the individual context. If I talk about the organizational context, the organization setup is that there is an organization. In organization, there are various teams, and team is led by the line manager. Now, line manager is empowered by the organization to follow certain processes. Line manager empowers the organization empowers the line manager with certain culture. They expect line manager to follow certain culture. Line manager is having certain goals for the unit, certain tasks to achieve along with the team members. And line manager then leverages the capability, commitment, and culture along with the team and gives the leadership to the team, and team performs, and that delivers in the growth of the organization. So this is a typical scenario. So any individual, you should be working on your capability, commitment, and culture. If you are wearing the hat of a line manager, then you are going to impact through your capability, commitment, and culture, not only your performance, but the performance of the entire team. If you are individual contributor and you are a part of a team member, then also you are going to contribute through your capability, commitment, and culture in the performance of yourself and the team, and going to contribute in the organization. So here the role of line manager is very critical. That line manager is doing only a line management function, or line manager is demonstrating the leadership behavior, those capabilities which are to be demonstrated by line manager as a leader. Whether line manager has those capabilities or not, that is going to make a big difference in the performance of the team and thereby the organization in uncertain times. So I will like to talk more in the area of a commitment, that how commitment is going to make an impact. And why I'm going to talk about the commitment first, because in uncertain times, the capabilities do matter, but more than that, the commitment is a critical success factor. And when we talk about the commitment, the first step of the commitment is your own self-perception. It does not matter that who you are. It does not matter that how other people perceive you. It matters most that how you are perceiving yourself. And that is going to make a big difference. You may have heard one very inspiring small story that there was a boy, and that boy was walking on the street, on the seashore, and he saw that along with the tide, there are a lot of starfish which have come on the seashore, and he is picking one and throwing back in the sea again. So there was a gentleman who was passing through, and he observed and he told the boy that what you are doing, there are so many, and how long you will be doing it. So he picked again one and he thrown in the water back. And he said that, look, I have made the difference. And lot many people passing by got inspired by the action of the boy, and they picked the starfish and thrown in the sea again. So when I see these days people standing on the road, and having the food packet, 4, 5, 6 food packet, giving to the needy, then they are having a self-belief that I can contribute in the problem. They know that I cannot solve the entire problem, but their self-perception is that I can make a difference. And that self-perception gives them the energy and action to stand on the road and to help the needy. So how we perceive ourselves is a bigger phenomena in order to fight in the uncertain times. Muhammad Ali used to say that if my mind can convince it and my heart can believe it, then I can achieve it. So I was not able to understand this quotation earlier, but when I progressed in my career and saw the world and people, then I started valuing this, and that how your 80% of the subconscious brain, what you talk to your brain, how you do your self-talk, and how it is building your perception, that is going to make a big difference to yourself. So in uncertain times, how you are perceiving yourself is going to make a very big difference to my understanding. And that should be built as a design. So let me take you ahead and talk about the personality, that how personalities are going to make a difference and leadership styles are going to be key success factors in uncertain times. See, we all have a personality, and we need to discover our own personality first, that how we behave, what are our personality dimensions, and how they are going to be leveraged, should be leveraged by us in the uncertain time. So I mean to say that you may be a person who may be extroverted, where you are taking energy from the external world, you love interaction. You may be an individual who having introversion, and you take the energy from well within, and you do not prefer to interact more. There is nothing good or bad in either of that. It is only a question who you are and how you derive your energy, from where you prefer getting energy. So if you are a person who are having introversion, getting energy from inside, as a preference, in uncertain times, you are not going to interact much with the outer world. It is fine. But if you are wearing a cap of a line manager, you are supposed to lead people, then you need to move out of the preference and interact with your team members as a design. And you should be leveraging your personality in order to interact with people and give them. Because at this point in time, the leader should be providing a transformational leadership, where you not only assign the task, but you inspire, you motivate others, and you are available in order to provide them the support and the direction. You may be a person as a personality who is a sensing preference person, who requires every now and then the data, evidences. You rely on your senses in order to take the information in this world. But you may not have enough data in the uncertain times because of variety of reasons. So you need to rely on gut, and you will have to take the information from gut. So you need to learn, if you are a sensing preference person, you need to work out of your preference. Likewise, if you are a person who is taking the decisions based on logic, cause and effect, then you need to move out of your preference, and you need to keep the people in center to take the decisions. Because in these uncertain times, many times the efforts may be more and the results may be lesser. So how as a leader you recognize the efforts or small innovation of your team members who may be yielding a directional result or some result, and you need to add value towards that and inspire people so they keep on experimenting, innovating in their environment. So how you may be a very structured person who work in a very orderly manner and you are comfortable in that. There are certain people who are equally comfortable or more comfortable when they are on the go. But in uncertain times, many times you are not going to work in a very structured manner because the external or macro environment is so volatile that your structure needs to be changed every now and then. And in those circumstances, you need to move out of your preference and you need to be on the go in order to accommodate the VUCA environment. So that is the reason I'm laying a lot of emphasis that you be self-aware about your personality and move out of the preference in order to accommodate others and this environment which may be challenging for your personality. So you should be self-aware about your personality and move out of the preference to accommodate the things to be more successful in uncertain times. Like that, if you are a line manager and leading people, you are supposed to provide the leadership. And how typically you provide the leadership is that you provide the direction to your team members. You decide what, where, when, how for the team. And you provide the support, you listen to them, you recognize them, you appreciate them. So the researchers suggest that 80-85% leaders work in their own preferential style, that they either give the direction or they give the support, but the leader at this point in time should appreciate that if you have a directional default leadership style, you should move out of that and you should be providing the appropriate support to your team members. So personality and leadership style for the leaders are going to be critical success factors in these uncertain times. So if I take you further, I'm talking about the culture actually here, that what drives you to do extraordinary things, what drives you to take the decision, what drives you to take the build the moment of pride for yourself. And you may see that there are two helicopters, and I will explain that why they are here. And it is not that I like the helicopters more, incidentally they are there. So you see that this is a Taj Hotel, and you remember the terrorist attack on the Taj Hotel in Mumbai. And these are the paratroopers, NSG commandos dropping from the helicopter, and they managed the crisis over there. So those NSG commandos, not only they did their duty, but they built the moment of pride for themselves and inspired a lot of people to go an extra mile to do things. Like that, in the current time, you see that these corona warriors, these doctors, police people, and these maintenance people who are going an extra mile, working for 18 hours a day or more even consecutively, weeks after weeks, months after months. And so how they are building a pride in their job and they are inspiring others. You see that the organizations are making a difference. These times have never been seen before by a lot of professionals like us, and they are going an extra mile along with the culture of the organization, and they are adding value to the society, to the people, and they are building a moment of pride for themselves, and they are inspiring others. So many organizations, I'm here seeing the picture, showing you the picture of Reliance. You see here the picture of Mars, that how Mars is not only manufactures chocolate and pet food, but Mars is a company with heart, work with certain principles of mutuality and responsibility along with other principles, and providing the chocolate along with the food to the needy, and making a difference in the life of people, and living a culture of Mars, demonstrating that and inspiring others. So as the Tata Trust is providing the Gomo snack food, high protein snack food manufactured by Mars, and Tata Trust is marketing it, but here they have provided it to more than 4,000 needy families, this savory snack, which is high in protein. Like that, there are hundreds of organizations which are going an extra mile and building pride in themselves and their employees, and they are working relentlessly, and they are living the culture and inspiring others as well. So this is a moment of pride that the corporate people are also building for themselves and all others in the uncertain times, and that is the working out of their culture. And I am laying a lot of emphasis to that, that how the culture is providing you the opportunity to take the decision and giving the energy to the society.
Thanks, Anand. That was interesting. And you have shared wonderful insights. I'm sure participant would benefit. Before we take participants' questions, few questions were coming to my mind. If you allow, I can ask you those questions.
Yeah, yes, Deepa, please go ahead. And
Sure.
I like to answer them for the clarification for you and all.
Sure. Thank you so much. Anand, I would like you to please elaborate line manager and leader, why this difference is significant in current uncertain times.
Okay. So the difference between the line manager and leader is very significant at this point in time, because the line management is a position and a leadership is a behavior. So you may have worked for 8 years, 10 years in industry, and many people here on the call may have worked in the industry, and they may relate that not necessarily that all the line managers to whom they have reported were leaders. All may not have provided them the direction and support. Many of them may be doing their routine job of assigning the task and giving them certain empowerment and managing the routine things with them. But there may be few line managers who have demonstrated leadership behavior, who have added value to you, and that leadership behavior has touched you, impacted your life and career for you to perform better, added to your personality and what you are today. So that's the difference. The line manager should be demonstrating a leadership behavior as a design and touching the lives of people. And that is the reason I'm saying that at this point in time, transactional behavior of line manager or transactional leadership is not required. It is a transformational leadership that is required. Perhaps I have clarified it.
Yes, Anand, you have, and thanks. That was helpful. So the next question is, what do you mean by self-perception, and how it is important for the teams and teams and leader?
See, self-perception is a is a foundation of building the commitment. That how you see yourself, how you perceive yourself is going to decide your actions. How in your 80% of your mind, which is your subconscious brain, your all successes, failures are stored. And when you do a self-talk, what is getting ignited, which is giving you a moment of pride, which is giving you an energy, which is directing your behavior to fight back in these uncertain times, is very important. Muhammad Ali used to say that I'm the greatest, I'm the champion, even before going to the ring. So he is perceiving his picture where he is a champion and getting the energy to fight back, to do the practice. So that is it. And everyone has her own way of building a self-perception and doing a self-talk for that. Everyone may have his or her own way. If somebody asks me that how you do it, then I say that I do Pratah Smaran, that Karagare Vaste Lakshmi, Kar Madhye Saraswati, Kar Mule Te Govinda, Prabhate Kar Darshanam. Meaning thereby that God has given you these hands, and God resides in your hand, which empowers you to achieve prosperity, to achieve the wisdom and achieve the power and fight back in this worldly world. So if that is your self-perception, you are not relying on other people to encourage you every day. So this is my way of doing my self-talk and building my commitment. But there may be numerous ways for people which people should be following to build their own commitment. So you get the energy, you get a direction, you require extra energy to go in, extra energy in an uncertain time. So when you will see yourself that you are working for a bigger cause, you are working in that area, then only you will be able to go an extra mile.
Yeah, I completely agree, Anand. Yes, self-perception do play an important role. Actually, I am here. There's the next question. What behavioral competencies are going to help in current times?
See, the behavioral competencies which are more relevant at this point in time are when we talk about managing ambiguity. Managing ambiguity is a behavior. It's a competency. Learning on a fly is a competency, a behavioral competency. Motivating others is a competency. And these are the critical success competencies which are going to make a big difference. So those competencies are going to help you at this point in time. And when I'm saying competency, this is not the knowledge, this is your behavior. Morning walk is good for health is a piece of knowledge. But how many people go and actually walk? So capability, your competence, your behavioral competence is a demonstrated behavior. And that's going to make a difference. And it is very important. I recall that when I was working in Reliance and in Reliance Retail, so the environment was very much volatile. Things were changing every now and then in the macro environment because of the government policies, because of the pace at Reliance. to cope up with the circumstances. So I am as an individual very structured, orderly, and like that environment. And the organizations where I was working earlier, where the organizations where things were very steady and those competencies of mine were helping me to perform. And in Reliance, I was terribly upset, and it looked to me that I will not be able to work here for more than 2-3 months. But I realized that I should be leveraging my competence of managing ambiguity and work on that as a design. And I did it successfully. And I worked for Reliance for many more years and contributed in the environment. So this I want to suggest that there are some competencies like learning on the fly, managing ambiguity, motivating others. These are the various competencies. Those are very critical at this point in time.
Thanks, Anand. It was interesting one. I would, like to know what do you mean by personality type and how you relate it with present uncertain times leadership?
Deepa, when I'm saying personality type, I told that people have various personalities as a preference. Now, at this point in time, they need to move out of the preference in order to accommodate the environment. And you see that when demonetization happened, then the things were just not orderly for the organizations, for the business people. The things were not all that structured. When the GST was implemented, there was a lot of uncertainty that was prevailing. There was a lot of transition, and how people moved out of their preferences and they managed the environment. So how you move out of your personality preferences, I give the example of Reliance, that how it was volatile and how I need to move out of my preference in order to accommodate the environment. So this, I mean that you discover your personality, who you are, how you behave, and how you move out of the preference. So if you have an introversion and you do not prefer to interact more people, but if you are a line manager and you have a team, you need to move out of your preference as a design, and you need to inspire people. You need to be within, stand alongside the people. Your visibility should be enhanced by design. And that will happen when you will appreciate about your personality and will be flexing that.
Yeah. Thanks, Anand. One last question from my side. Like you mentioned, it looks leadership behavior is going to be critical success factor for the organization. So how technology is going to play the role in building leadership behavior?
See, the technology is, the leadership behavior, as you said, is very critical. And there are many set of organizations that are there in the environment. And there are certain organizations which are large enough, lot of multinational organizations who are having their learning management system in place. They are leveraging it in order to build the leadership behavior of their teams, and how they can be even better provided with certain models, certain tools. There are organizations who do not have their learning management system of their own, and how they can be approached, provided the support, so they reach out to a larger number of the participants base. And there is a hybrid model. The classroom learning and facilitation plays its own role, and leveraging technology is playing its own role of tracking the behavior and tracking the learning graph and development of the participants. and reaching out to the participants in one go to a large number of participants in a smaller duration. So it is having all the more importance at this point in time, and that is the reason digital learning is growing. And it is going to make a lot of difference as far as the building leadership behavior is concerned.
Thank you, Anand. When you shared your experience about leadership, that actually reminded me of Skillsoft. So Skillsoft is, a global respected e-learning company. They have partnered with MIT Sloan, which is one of the leading management institute, where they did the extensive research and came out through brain mapping methods that there is behavior shift in the learner who are engaged with interactive e-learning. I would like to share a video here with you and participants on how organization view digital learning. Let me quickly share a video here for you.
Sure.
Hi, I am Sudharan, L&D professional. I would like to share some thoughts on the new learning approach. In the fast-changing business scenario, the need for continuously gaining new skills to enhance individuals as well as organizations' performance is on the rise. Over the past 2 decades, the learning landscape has evolved significantly from classroom to PC to e-learning. Today, digital as well as learning along the flow of work is expected to move the needle. In order to close down the skill gap, learners seek not only good quality of content, but also flexibility to access it at any time and anywhere. Digital as well as LMS platforms like Skillsoft provide what is actually needed for the learners to inspire and also influence, be it images, articles, blogs, simulations, ebooks, so on and so forth. So the new approach is going to be digital and also learning along the flow of work. Thank you.
Thank you. I hope you found it interesting.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was interesting.
Thank you, Anand. So before, before we start with the question answers from the participants, I would request all of them to share their questions in the chat box for Anand. So Anand, we already have one question from Rick, and Rick wants to know if I do not have a particular capability, then how I can manage in uncertain times.
Rick, it's a very good question that we may not all have all the capabilities all the time, and capability building takes the time as well. So your question is reminding me a very famous story, and you may be knowing, or many people here on the call, they may have heard, or for many of them, it may be a incident to know that has happened, that in January 2009, what I recall, from New York, a flight took off for North Carolina. It was a domestic flight, and there was a captain called Captain Sallenberger, who was in command, and it was a Airbus flight where more than 100 people were boarded, and within the 5 minutes of the flight taking off, it was hit by a flock of geese, and both the engines were damaged, and they stopped working, and the flight and the aircraft was coming down like a kite, and Captain Sallenberger thought to land the do the crash landing at the airport only, and he was in touch with the ATC. But soon he lost the control and left the control from ATC, and he realized that he cannot land at the airport, and he landed the airport in the Hudson River in New York. And it had never happened before in the history that an aircraft was landed at the river. And it was a very amazing thing. And when all the passengers were rescued later, all passengers were saved, from a 9 months baby to 93 years old lady boarded on the aircraft. When Captain Sullenberger was interviewed, he said that I have never landed the aircraft on the water, even in the simulation. I was never trained on that. What worked for me is my experience of flying of more than 20,000 hours. So when you do not have the capability, how you leverage your experience, and you take the decision on gut, you may not have the enough data to decide what to do. When you rely on your gut and leverage your experience, and that is going to work for you in uncertain times when you do not have the capability. Perhaps I have answered Rick's question.
Yeah, Anand, Rick says thanks for addressing the question. And moving on to the next, we have question from Dipti. She would like to know what skills are needed and to be worked upon to adjust at present times.
See, Deepti, a good question. And as I said, that at this point in time, that how you manage in the ambiguous situation where the things are not in your control and you have a lesser data available with you, and how you manage that, how you do not have time to go into detail of learning, but how you learn on the fly, how you build your own inspiration, self-perception, and how you motivate others. Those skills are really very critical at this point in time for you to build. And putting all that knowledge in these areas into behavior is going to help you to build this behavior.
Thanks, Dipti. I hope we were able to help you with the answer. The next question comes from Sakshi. Anand, she would like to know, as a team member, how I can evolve in uncertain times.
Dipti, as a team member, you can contribute, evolve, that you should be resilient, and you should be working out of your commitment. You should have your higher self-perception. You should be doing a lot of self-talk with you, and your self-talk will help you enhance, build your commitment. You are working in the organization at this point in time for a very higher purpose. When you relate yourself with the higher purpose, you get more energy. I recall that Shri Mukesh Ambani ji at Reliance used to say that we are not opening the retail outlet. We are going to the 10 lakh villages of this country in order to procure the fruits and vegetables and milk. We are providing employment to the 5 lakh such people who are otherwise not employable. And so when you are working for 16, 18 hours a day in a retail store in that ambiguous environment at Reliance, you are connected with a larger purpose. So if you are connecting yourself with a larger purpose at this point in time, you are going to release more energy and contribute more.
Yeah. Thanks, Anand. Sakshi, does that answer the query? Oh, yeah. See, she is, yes. The next question comes from Pritesh, and I am sure everybody would like to know on this, and it's a very interesting question. So he would like to know how I can motivate myself towards my goal.
Okay, very good question. See, uh, as I said that when you are relating, with your goal with some higher purpose of yourself or of your organization, then you are going to release a bigger energy. You see the doctors these days, you see the policemen these days, all these are relating themselves with a very higher purpose, that they are serving to the humanity. They are working some for bigger cause of the nation. They are not, giving the injection or treating the patient. Policemen are not doing their regular duty. They are working for a national cause. They are serving the humanity and going an extra mile, and that is giving them the energy to work for 18 hours a day and for weeks together.
Yeah, thanks, Anand. I guess Pritesh would be happy with the answer you have shared with him. The last question that I would like to ask you is how culture will play the role in uncertain times.
Yes, culture is very important all the time, but especially in the uncertain times, because what culture does, culture allows you to take the decision. How you are taking decision? Your decisions are very transactional, or your decisions are based on certain values, certain principles, and that come out, that forms your culture. So people want to work in uncertain times with the people who are trustworthy. So how you are working alongside, you are imbibing the culture of the organization, how you are working on your basic values and leveraging them in order to take the decision, so your decisions are trustworthy and you are reliable, and people will like to prefer to work with you in uncertain times. That is the reason culture is very critical in taking decisions at this point in time.
Thank you, Anand, for sharing the insights on this question. And due to shortage of time, we may not be able to take more questions here. But I will definitely come back with all the answers to the questions that are left unanswered here.
Sure.
Thanks. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Anand, and participants for all the questions and making this webinar successful. Before we close, Anand, would you like to make any closing remarks here?
Thank you very much, Deepa, for hosting this conversation and allowing me, StratBeans. I'm thankful to StratBeans giving me this platform to interact with the participants on this very relevant topic. And thanks to all participants who have joined here on the call. And stay safe, be happy, and successful in uncertain times. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Anand, for sharing your experience. We have learned a lot from today's session from you. And I will be sharing the webinar recording with you and the participants. Thank you all for joining us today. Have a great day ahead. If you have any questions, please write to us at deepa@statbeans.com. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you.